Welcome, everyone, to the Hardin Local Weekly podcast. I am Rachel Branningham, and we are so glad you're here with us today. Summer is in full swing here in Hardin County, and we have an absolutely packed show for you today. Our episode sponsor this week is someone I really want you to meet. He's a local Marine who came home and is now in the corner of every small business in this county. Bill's going to introduce him in just a minute. John's got a huge week of events, and the one a lot of you have been waiting for. Malibu Jack's Family Glow Night is this Thursday. Stick around because we're drawing the $50 Malibu Jack's gift card winner live during John's segment. Nate's, of course, got the business buzz. There we go, Nate. You've got the gift card. Nate's got our business buzz. I've got your housing and economic update. And Britton and Michelle, our experienced eaters, are back with a reaction to a spot in Radcliff that's under brand new ownership. Plus, we've got a fun summer icebreaker. But first, let me introduce you to all of my amazing co-hosts. We have Phil Tall, who is the founder of Hardin Local, Scott Lucas, my co-host, John O'Brien, who brings us the events and happenings, Nate Bryan, who's bringing us business news and updates, and we've got Britton on screen, but Michelle usually joins us, who are our experienced eaters. And of course, you know me, I'm Rachel Branningham. I'm your host and your Hardin County housing market expert. Before we get started, I always like to just mention where you can find us at, okay? Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music. So if you prefer to watch and listen to your podcasts on one of those specific platforms, please follow us there. Everything, as I've mentioned in past episodes, is available at hardinlocal.com. It's kind of your one-stop shop. From the housing market that we talk about every single week, from Nate's business buzz to John's events, I find myself frequenting that website regularly. In fact, the other day, I was sitting at my table and we had an open evening. And John, I went to your events and happenings page and found a local event, and we got ready and we headed over there. So if you need a resource that keeps up with all of the information that we share on our podcast weekly, make sure you go to hardinlocal.com. And you're going to want to subscribe while there, okay? We talked a lot about this last week. It's very important that you hit the subscribe button so that you can keep up, because occasionally, the algorithm shift and maybe you don't find our video on Facebook or TikTok, so make sure you subscribe while you're there. Follow us on LinkedIn and subscribe on YouTube. And if you're watching on Facebook right now, make sure to hit that follow and share button so we can find other people that love Hardin County as much as we do. We love to interact with you during our podcast. In fact, we just brought a comment up on the screen. If you drop a comment in the chat box while we're live, Bill will actually bring that up and share it with all of us. We get to see your fun comments. Oh, Carrie, thank you. Hello, everyone on this rainy Tuesday. Hi, Carrie. Bring the last one back up. I missed the last one.
It was Isaiah Nelson. He said, Nate! Exclamation point, exclamation point.
We
Good to see you, Nate. Isaiah.
Everybody's favorite. He's mine too, so it's okay. All right, guys. So make sure you drop your comments in the box. We'll pull those up. And of course, if you've got any shout outs, birthdays, graduations, drop those in the comments as well. We love to bring those up during the podcast. I want to start by saying a big thank you to this week's episode sponsor, Riverside Marketing Solutions. You'll meet the owner, Stephen, who is on the screen here with us. Stephen, how are you going to?
Doing real well. How about yourself, Rachel?
Good. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for sponsoring today's episode. We appreciate you. I'm super excited to learn all about you and what you bring to the county. It sounds like, you touch every little corner, so I'm super excited about this.
I am as well, and I'm greatly honored, guys. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. All right, and then a reminder, of course, Malibu Jack's Family Glow Night is this Thursday. If you haven't penciled it on your calendar and bought your tickets, I recommend that you go do it now. Tickets are limited, so you're going to want to grab those early. The week before is always the prime time, right? Because you realize that you actually have an open evening. It is June 11th, 6 to 9 p.m., right here in Elizabethtown. And of course, Nate's holding up. We are giving away a $50 gift card, and we're going to draw it live right here while John goes through events. All right, guys, I want to jump into our icebreaker for today. So it's officially summer.
I had one announcement I wanted to make real quick that I forgot to add. We're gearing up for another round of candidate interviews ahead of November general election. So if you're a candidate running opposed in the general election and you didn't get to interview with us during the primary, we want to have you on. Here's all you got to do. Go to hardinlocal.com/elections, or just go to hardinlocal.com, and in the menu, the top menu, you can find elections. Go there, click register. You'll have to make sure you sign into Hardin Local's website to fill out the form. But once you fill out the form, then you'll be registered. And just need to get that done before July 5th. And hopefully everybody will register and we'll be able to have side-by-side, videos of every candidate running locally.
I am super excited about that, Phil. I know the last round, it was super informational. If you didn't reference those videos before you went to the polls, you certainly missed out. I appreciated you doing that, and I'm super excited about this round. So make sure if you are running for a political office, you take advantage of this opportunity to share your platform with our viewers. So, hello, Jacinta. How are you?
How are you doing?
All right.
We also got another one from Heartland Mini Golf. We love Riverside Marketing.
That's awesome.
That's sweet.
Stephen over here. All right, guys. Well, are we ready to jump into our icebreaker? Okay, so here's the icebreaker, kids. Guys, I called you all kids, but whatever, I guess in some terms. Okay, it's officially summer break in Hardin County. So here's my question for you all. What's the one Hardin County summer tradition your family refuses to skip? I'm going to give you some ideas. The Freeman Lake, the sports park, a favorite ice cream or food stop. I'll go last. What do you got, guys?
Well, before they got rid of it, I think the number one answer was the Heartland Fest. Before
Don't
they
steal my
changed it,
thunder,
moved it. that was I think for John and I think it was always the Central Hardin E-Town game weekend for football. I think the football game was on Friday night, and then obviously the Heartland Festival parade and the buck chase and all that stuff was on Saturday. So I feel bad for the kids showing my gray hair here. They missed what we grew up, that we all kind of, Rachel and Phil, you're around that same thing. We all grew up with that. It's just one of those things that the old days that we remember. But I don't know if I could go with summer without having to do. It's not possible. I drove by the other day. I was on the way to Heartland. I took some pictures of Heartland, and they were packed with some sports ball teams. Good Lord, I couldn't get in. There's people fighting for parking spots, which is a good thing. But Dewsters, there's people parking in the big parking lot and walking across the Heartland Parade. Yeah, that was the big one. I mean, I think everybody got excited. You wanted to see the marching bands. You wanted to see what costumes people had, the balloons, the music. It's one of those things that we all talk about with respect and love. But if it's not the Heartland Festival, I'm going with Dewsters, because I don't think I go summer without Dewsters ice cream.
Yeah, you stole my Nate. Heartland Festival.
I know.
I still remember being a kid there. Watching those.
I really like the Bites, Blues, and Barbecue that we used to have downtown. I mean, again, another one that just got taken away. That was such a big revenue booster for the downtown area too. All these businesses down here, all weekend long. That helped us out for sure.
Yeah, that was a good one too.
Because that was like the Memorial Day kickoff. That was kind of like the start of summer. But I guess if we'd go cruising, I mean, cruising's kind of filled that
a little bit, but it doesn't. It does not bring in what that cruise or what the Bites, Blues, and Barbecue brought in.
Or Heartland.
I know, also from a country perspective, we always used to spend our summers night fishing out at the farm and the pond when I was a kid. So that was something we used to do a lot of.
I think mine is definitely the Heartland Parade. I still do it every year with my kids. I got to be in it last year, which was such like a cool moment to have a business that got to be involved, because of course growing up attended every single time, so it was really cool to walk in it. But my boys and I go every single year, and then of course the boys' favorite is Heartland Mini Golf. I mean, shout out, I know Stephen, you work a lot with them. We are at Heartland Mini Golf all summer long, so those are our big summer traditions.
It's a great place.
His area is only outdoor mini golf course too. Everybody else is inside. They are outside. So if you like the outside stuff. And then another one, I guess, Pops in the Park, little orchestra this year. I think it's on my birthday, so I can't go because it's on my Friday night, my birthday of the day I'm working. Pops in the Park, usually they would have it every summer at the Freeman Lake Bandstand and have fireworks after.
Britt, did you have anything to add, or Scott, did you have anything to add?
Well, for us, it's always the our family tradition is we always do the fireworks in Radcliff. I mean, we always going to be involved in that. This year, our church is going to do something a little bit different because they've moved the fireworks to North Hardin. So we're starting a new tradition in our church that we're going to have a cookout. Because our church is a quarter mile or so or half mile from north, and we're on a hill. So I think that we can sit in the front yard on our hill and see the fireworks there. We're going to do a cookout and watch the fireworks there as our church is going to, and then so that'll be pretty interesting. But it's always the Summerfest activities around fireworks and stuff here in Radcliff for 4th of July weekend. That's our big. And also 4th of July is my mom's birthday. So it's always an adventure with whether we're here or at the lake or wherever.
I forgot about the fireworks because they light them off at Freeman Lake too. Mm-hmm. So we usually go to that if we're in town. Scott, you got anything to add?
So as far as summers, Cassie works at the Allegro Dance Studio, so we're a theater. So they're doing Shrek right now. That'll be in July. So our family tradition is just doing theater and promoting that. Supporting it.
And anything you want to add to this? What's your?
Yeah, sure. Well, when I was a kid, it used to be going to Freeman Lake and watching the hot air balloons. Do you guys remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely loved watching the hot air balloons as a kid. But now as a family, as a dad, it's always taking the wife and the kids to Freeman Lake and doing a little fishing. Watching them catch their first fish, there's nothing better.
That's right.
We got Lead Pest Control, our sponsor last week. They're saying, looking forward to taking his son disc golfing at Freeman Lake this year. It's a great idea.
Bill, I kind of talked over some of those other ones. What were those other comments?
The other one was from Isaiah. He was just saying, can't wait for the amphitheater. I've already walked there. Yeah, I think we're all feeling the same way about that, Isaiah.
Awesome, guys. Well, you all, as our audience, have any other summer traditions that you enjoy doing every year or that you remember from your childhood? We'd love to see those, so drop it in the comments. I'm, of course, nostalgic, so I love to go back and think about growing up here. But if you got anything that I need to be making a tradition with my children, make sure to drop it in the comments. We want to know about it. So, all right, Phil, I'm going to let you take over.
All right. I'm going to leave everybody up on screen for this one. We're trying to be more conversational as opposed to, just talking at you. But we have Stephen here. Our episode sponsor this week is a guy I want you to actually meet because the business is good, but the story behind it is better. He's Elizabethtown born and raised. He's a United States Marine. He spent years away. And like a lot of us, he found his way back to Hardin County. Today, he runs a marketing shop that's helping local businesses get noticed without spending a fortune. Please welcome the owner of Riverside Marketing Solutions, Stephen Ruley.
What's up, Steve?
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Like I said earlier, it's an honor to be here and to be able to sponsor you guys.
Awesome.
We're glad you're here. We are. Rachel, do you have your notes up?
Yep, I got my notes up.
Okay.
Yeah, Stephen, we're really glad to have you here, and you're sponsoring this whole episode. So we're going to take our time and let people get to know you across the show today.
Awesome.
Yeah, this will be, we're going to break this into 3 parts that are about 5 minutes each. And then after the first part, we'll do events. And after the second part, we'll do business news, until he's done. So we just want you to get to know the man behind the business. Before we get anywhere near marketing, tell folks who Stephen Ruley is. You're from right here, aren't you?
I sure am. I grew up in Elizabethtown. I grew up in Hardin County. Pretty much every corner of it at some point I think we lived in. This is my home. When I was 16, however, my dad had moved to Texas, and I kind of needed my dad a little more than mom at that age. So I ended up going to Texas with him. One cool thing about the transfer, and I didn't tell you about this, Phil, whenever we were going over things, but their school system was different down there. And so when I transferred down there, I had extra credits. So I was able to graduate high school faster than expected. My graduating class, they graduated May of 2000, and I graduated in 99. And then from there, I joined the Marine Corps.
There you go.
All right, you served in the Marine Corps. Tell us about that, when you joined, what you did.
Absolutely. So I went in January of 2000, and like I told you, my graduating class was May of 2000. By May of 2000, I had actually already gone to air traffic control school and completed that as well.
So you were air traffic controller. How long did you do that for in the Marines? Where were you stationed?
I did it 7 years active. I went to, I actually had the privilege of going to Miramar, which is where they hosted Top Gun. Everybody knows that one. Also did a little bit of time up in Camp Pendleton. That's one of the largest bases on the West Coast for the Marine Corps. And then from there, I deployed to Iraq in 2004.
All right. That's interesting. And then you said after the Marine Corps, you what did you do?
Once I got back from the Marine Corps, I moved back to Texas from California because I had met my first wife in high school. So we went back there where she's from. And I had a couple of odd jobs for a while, but I ended up getting into the oil field and worked on oil rigs for about 10 years.
You said you were in the reserves as well?
Yes, I did do some time in the National Guard. I will say one thing about our National Guard. Here at home, they're kind of salty dogs. But one thing you got to remember is there's a statement I've heard it 1,000 times. There's nothing stronger than the heart of a volunteer. And those guys, when I deployed my second time, top notch. I mean, it was like being with a totally different group of people.
That's really interesting. Some of these things I don't know because I grew up around grandparents that were served, but so it's always interesting to me to hear other people's stories, especially my age when I wasn't part of that sort of thing. But we definitely thank you for your service, Stephen.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I was going to say the same thing, Phil. Thank you for a lot of dedication and years that you gave to our country. So what was it? I mean, this huge career, you're back in Texas. What was it that pulled you back to Hardin County? I mean, from our experience, a lot of people leave, but rarely come back. So what brought you back home?
Well, to be honest, I ran out of reasons to tell my mom I couldn't.
Pull it back.
We were on the phone for years, and she's always pretty much every time we talked. So when are you moving home? When are you moving back home? And like I said, I finally ran out of reasons and got back here.
And did you say when you came back, you met your old grade school sweetheart?
Yeah. So her name was Danny. Well, I always refer to her as Danny, but so I called her Danny Bird even as a kid, but her name's Danielle. And she was actually my girlfriend in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. We happened to run into each other. I caught her single when I was single, and we got together and ended up getting married. We've been together for about 10 years now.
Congratulations. Oh, I love that. That's so cute. All right. So you came home and married your grade school sweetheart. This it legit sounds like a Hallmark movie. So you just bumped into each other back in E-Town. Your lives matched up perfectly. I mean, that's beautiful.
It is.
Thank you.
So air traffic controller, not to quickly change the topic, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah, no problem.
That's about the highest pressure job there is. Does that change how you handle stress now?
Yeah, it absolutely does. One of the most important things of being an air traffic controller is kind of like we spoke about before, is you have to be ready at any moment to deflect and get an aircraft out of danger. So you're constantly thinking outside of the box and giving yourself an out. It's one thing that's kind of helped me my entire life.
That's great. Stephen, hang tight. We're going to come back to you for part 2 because I want people to hear what you've been through since you came home, the flood last year and some other things you've had to live through. But we'll be back with you. We're going to do events. So just hang on tight.
We got to play the jingle.
I am working on it. Here we go.
Phil, I think we need to run it again because I didn't see Nate or Scott dancing.
I'm in with it.
There we go.
There you go.
Ron,
Perfect.
I see the transformation from your 65 hard. So congrats on that. You're doing it again, right?
Doing 30 a month. Doing a month.
Nice.
Yeah, so all June, doing the no alcohol diet, 2 times a day workout. And today was interesting outside because I've been jogging to the gym, working out, and then walking home for cool down. It was a wet one today, jogging to the gym and walking home. That's why I got that umbrella. Everybody keep one in your car. That's a smart rule that my dad always did. When you graduate high school, my dad always gave somebody an umbrella for their car. That's because if you're walking on campus somewhere, if you go to college, you need an umbrella. So that was the one graduation gift that was a kind of a one that everybody got.
That's a very useful tool. I'm going to have to think about that now going forward. All right, John. Well, there's a whole lot of events going on here in Hardin County this week, and unfortunately, we can't go through all of them. So I'm not going to make you read the whole entire calendar because there's just so much. So give us the stuff that you're excited about.
Oh, the glow is number one. That's got to be it. My special lady friend Jamie, she actually put on a glow silent disco here at Bourbon Barrel Tavern, and it was amazing. It's such a fun time. Everything was glowing. I can't wait for this on Thursday. It's going to be so much fun. If you don't have a ticket, get a ticket. It's going to be unbeatable. And again, the first of that at Malibu Jacks. Also,
and you can find those tickets on their website, but you can find that by just going to Hardin Local and clicking on this week's event. It's at the top of that page.
And all the other events that we don't talk about will be on that page as well. So make sure you check it out. So we also got the lawn party going on at the Freeman Lake bandstand. It's the Lunar Beach House theme this week. So it's going to be a fun time. 6:30 is when the music starts. 5:30 is when the gate opens. So take your lawn chair, your blanket. There will be food trucks out there, some beer and wine for the adult beverages. If you want to indulge in those, some games for the kids to play and adults. Just a really fun time and great community project and fun music event.
It's kind of like how we talked about a lot of our favorite things to do in the summer are at Freeman Lake. So
it's kind of like that mini one. It's that mini Heartland Fest out there. The concerts used to be fun out there too. Like I said, when they had that during the Heartland Fest. But this is just kind of a little filler for that.
I wonder if Lunar Beach House will be like what are they? Are they like the Beach Boys, or like will it be like a beach party?
I hope they're like the Beach Boys. I mean, that's I'd see either that or Jimmy Buffett. I mean, I feel like there need to be a lot of parrot heads out there hanging out, eating cheeseburgers in paradise and flip flops and stuff.
Yeah, I guess we could call it the unofficial kickoff of Hardin County summer. Yeah,
I think it is. Let's just starts it out there. We've also got some live music out at Cosmic Golf. It's going to be a fun time. Sweet Baby James is going to be at the State Theater also. I'm hoping that's going to be like a James Taylor tribute, which it is. I love some James Taylor. One of my favorite musicians my mom kind of passed to me that I loved that music. That and the Beatles. Those are the two that she gave me that I've just stuck on to forever. How about you all? Do you all had any music you love to this day that one of your parents love?
Van Halen.
Okay. All right.
Saying, I just rock it out.
Oak Ridge Boy. I took my mom and dad to Opry. They had the dinner show for Christmas. And then this was the last year before the one guy died. So watching my mom tear up during Jesus Was Born Today was very special. So I grew up with the Oak Ridge Boys and knew all their songs. So
yeah, I think I listened to a lot of Lifehouse growing up, but I remember my grandpa, he was always on the country music. He'd this is the only real music to listen to, like old school country.
I got tiered my beer. Yeah, all old school.
Yeah, these topics here are on Friday, right? The ones we're talking about.
Those are on Friday. Yep.
Yeah, the Reckless Strings, the Cosmic, and the Sweet Baby James Taylor tribute.
That's right.
And then we also had another one that kind of fit in with Friday night theme. It was the Bruise and Bite, Mike Paramore comedy that they were on Quill.
Yeah. Always a fun time listening to some stand-up comedians. And Hub House is really doing a lot here right now. They got Singo on Thursday night. So if you want to get away from the heat, beat the heat, they got some Singo. There's a little bingo and music combined with Teddy. He always knocks that out. And they also have this special peanut butter burger that they have going on for a limited time only, I think. They may add it to the menu later on, but it sounds interesting. What do you think about that, Britt? Peanut butter burger?
So I've had something similar, and I've done a couple of videos, and anybody knows this, that peanut butter on that savory is a big deal, because my wife's favorite thing to have on a hot dog is peanut butter and jelly. So it works, baby. So her jelly of choice is something we have here at the cottage. It's a raspberry jalapeno jelly, so it's got a little heat with it. So she'll take the bun, she'll dip peanut butter on one side, jelly on the other, and then one of those big, quarter-pound hot dogs from Sam's, all beef, and right in the middle of it. But yeah, so peanut butter on a hamburger that's 100% green light for go there.
Awesome. And also that Reckless String Band, if you don't see them, you can see them on Saturday nights. If you don't see them on Friday night, they'll be at Hub House on Saturday night for a little party they got going on outside. And again, they've got that renovated patio space that's got the turf down for most of it. So it's a fun time. I've seen it packed with the kids coming in for baseball. And Jalen, he loves going out there. He's been playing with different teams every weekend. So pretty much he's meeting new friends every weekend out there. So it's a great place to kind of meet some people from out of town. Let them have fun hanging out with those games, and you can have a little beer if you want one. And a burger, peanut butter burger. I always did a burger one time with the Uncrustables on both sides for the buns. See, now that's where you add. Do a smash burger with the Uncrustables. That way you get your peanut butter and jelly or peanut butter honey. That'd probably be a good one, too.
I mean, you put a little butter on there and grill them on both sides and then heat it up. So when you bite it, you got to be careful because you're going to have a good,
That's it.
We're starting a food.
Hey, that's 100% big back right there.
Try it out, Isaiah. Thanks for the comment. Try out Hub House. That's a fact. We also got Jamie talking over here. Merle.
Oh, Merle Haggard.
Well, guys, John, that is just a taste. You've gathered a ton of events. I mean, we just touched due to time, but there is a ton more this week. There's a state fast pitch tournament out at the sports park all weekend. Just to name a few, the Garden Tour, Case Knives in Radcliff, free community meals, farmers markets, and the walking tour down. Well, obviously, I mentioned we can't get it all on air, but we don't want you to miss anything. So here's what you need to do. You need to go to hardinlocal.com/thisweek. And there's every single event, every time, every address, all the links. They're in one place. They are updated every week. And of course, while you're there, make sure to sign up for our free weekly email, because we'll drop the whole week's calendar right in your inbox so you never have to go looking. So make sure to go to hardinlocal.com. What's this sign?
/
/ this week. I said hashtag.
This week, yeah.
Hashtag.
I'll throw it up there.
That's your one stop for everything happening in Hardin County. So Phil's going to drop that in the chat. So click that, scroll through there. As I mentioned earlier, like I said, I reference this events calendar quite often now, especially when I notice an empty evening or an empty weekend day, because it's a great place to find out what's happening, and then I can, make plans last minute to get my kiddos over there. So thank you, John. I'm sorry we can't go through every one of them, but we're so proud to know that in Hardin County we have so many amazing events going on that we can't feature them all. That is awesome.
That's it, And I'm excited right now about this drawing that's happening.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So how are we going about this, Phil? How are we going to do this drawing?
Well, I already did it with AI, but AI didn't update my notes with the winner's name, so I'm scrolling and looking.
Oh, of course. Good old AI.
No, they gave me the name. It's Marissa.
Oh, wait.
Marissa Pinkham. That's who it is. Marissa Pinkham has won the $50 gift card for Malibu Jacks. So, and I think that's
she should take that and go buy tickets for the glow party on Thursday.
Here you go.
And you can pick up that gift card. I'll have to tell Malibu Jacks, but it'll be there at Malibu Jacks probably in the next day or so. So, congratulations, Marissa. We'll make sure we tag you in your post and reach out to you. And don't if somebody just reaches out to you and it's not me, then just ignore them. It's probably some scammer if they do that.
If it's not Bill or me or somebody on that you see here, ignore it.
Ignore it. Here we go. And just because you didn't win, don't worry. You can still go to Family Glow Night this Thursday, June 11th, from 6 to 9 p.m. at Malibu Jacks in Elizabethtown. Lights off, the whole park glowing, live DJ James Hummel. Giveaways every 30 minutes, photo ops, airbrushes, wear your brightest neon. Tickets at MalibuJacksEtown.com. Buy ahead, capacity is limited, but they'll sell right up until the day if there is room. Park out front, show up ready to glow. Ages 5 and up are $25, VIP is $35, kids 4 and under are free, or $12, and parents who just want to hang out, they're the ones that get in for free. MalibuJacksEtown.com, go have some fun. And thank you, Malibu Jacks, for being part of the show these last few weeks.
For sure. So basically, if you're not there, you're not cool.
This is true.
All right. Well, Phil, we're going to jump back in with Stephen.
All right. Stephen, are you back?
I believe so. Can you hear me?
I can see you. Yeah. I knew you were there. All right. So let's get back into our interview with you, Stephen. We're back with Stephen Ruley of Riverside Marketing Solutions. Stephen, before I start, I wanted to throw up your phone number here and everything. You can get a hold of Stephen and his company, Riverside Marketing Solutions. The best way to get a hold of him is to text him at 270-234-7822. Again, that's 270-234-7822.
Text is definitely the best.
Yeah, me too. I agree on that. With Stephen Ruley. And Stephen, coming out of the Corps, you didn't go straight into marketing. Walk us through how you got here to marketing and back in Hardin County.
All right. Like I said earlier, as soon as I got back, I first moved back to Texas and I got into the oil field, and I did that for about 10 years. And then when I moved back to Kentucky, I've had several jobs. One of my favorites, and the one I will give a huge shout out to, is Altech. By far one of the best factories a person could ever work in. They taught me how to cut and splice fiber optics, and I could practically build one of those trucks from start to finish now. They gave me a lot of knowledge.
I guess I didn't realize they had a lot of fiber in those trucks, but I guess it makes sense.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they use fiber optics for the controls for the buckets.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. I didn't know that. And then you kind of jumped around and then decided, but you told me like you always were liked marketing. You said you'd see billboards in Texas or.
Oh, yeah.
And didn't you tell me a story about seeing a billboard and realizing how much money it made and thinking, I really just like that. I want not about the money as much about the art of it, I guess.
Right. Well, so I drove back and forth from Sherman, Texas to Dallas, and I passed that billboard time after time after time. And enough times went by and my brain goes, I wonder what it even costs to advertise on this thing. And I found out that it makes a penny per second. That particular billboard makes a penny per second. And then it's double-sided. So you do the math on that, insane.
Yeah, that's a fact. Something also happened to you and your family last year that a lot of folks watching will remember. Your home flooded. Tell people what that was like, because not many people went through what you did.
Yeah. Shortly after Laura gave me my start out at Bowie's selling digital advertising out there, I think I'd gone about. We just started at the beginning of last year. So by April, we had that huge downpour, and our house actually flooded. It got up to here. I know you can't see that, but that's about 4 feet. And our home sat in water for days. And then we ended up, from that point, we ended up staying in a hotel. We had to be there for 7 months while our house was being rebuilt. They literally had to tear out this whole house. The only thing that's original on it is the roof.
Wow. Well, that must be hard to lose something like that, especially your home, and then have to start over. And here's why I want people to hear that too, is when a local business owner is trying to build something or claw their way back, you actually get it, you've rebuilt. How does that show up in how you work with people?
I've actually, what's crazy is that 7 months, I couldn't do much of anything but focus on getting our house rebuilt. But as soon as that was over, I went back to the grind with marketing. I've actually grown about threefold in the last 6 months. So I'm doing triple the business that I did last year, if not more.
That's cool.
But it's all about resilience. One thing, like, if the Marine Corps ever taught me something, it's that you don't accept no for an answer, and if there's a will, there's a way. So if you hit a brick wall, if you can't go through it, you go around it. If you can't go around it, you go under or over, And I use that in my life. I use it in my business. If I set a goal, I find a way to get there, and I find a way to achieve it.
There you go. It always readjust, man.
That's what they say, adapt and overcome.
Something I always find interesting and I love to ask is, what do you actually love about this work? Like, what makes it worth it for you?
Well, for me, kind of hard to say. So it's almost like a drug for me, really. And I love every aspect of marketing. What people don't realize is there's more to marketing than advertising. And advertising is definitely my favorite part, but it's problem solving. It's someone saying, hey, this is going wrong for me on a daily basis. I can't figure out an answer. And me stepping in and finding solutions for those answers. And then on the advertising side, it's just every day when my hand touches my mouse and I start to create an ad from nothing, I learn more. So I'm learning something, and my skill just gets better and better. And then two, every time I've shown an ad to a client, they're completely blown away and they love the work. And that part really gets to me.
That's awesome.
Hey, Steve, that is. Steve, you carried a lot. You've served us overseas, then came home and rebuilt the house after the flood. A lot of guys who've been where you've been carried for you the work. Building something real for real people is part of how you stay present. Say as much or as little as you want about that as you want. Just talking about being a dad, being a man, having these hardships sometimes that happen, and then being present.
If you could you either maybe rephrase that or kind of say it in?
Yeah, let me slow it down a little bit. I was just kind of complimenting, just saying you've served us overseas, you've done a lot, you've had to rebuild your own home recently, and I just think there's a lot of people locally in the world in general, specifically men that they've been where you've been and you've carried weight. I've carried weight as men. We just had just because we don't like to let people see. But it seems like your work, what you're doing now with marketing, from my conversation with you before this interview, it just seems like it really helps you stay present and helps you, stay in a pattern, I guess, keep at it. So I didn't know I was just going to give you a chance to talk a little bit on that topic because I think some guys could maybe need to hear something about that. I know it was moving to me to hear, when we talked on the phone about it.
Yeah. Well, coming back from Iraq, you're in a heightened state of awareness when you come back from a situation like that. And it's hard for your body to adjust. And so a lot of us, we have what you'd call failure to adapt back in the home environment. They also they refer to it as, post-traumatic stress and that kind of thing. It's really hard for my body to get out of that heightened state of awareness. Luckily now, through counseling and medication, I've learned to kind of control myself and my impulse. And actually, I've been able to turn that strength or that weakness into a strength. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. Everybody has their moments. But I will say that, instead of doing certain things in my life, I figured out a way to take that negative and flip it and actually use it in my daily life, in my business, with my kids.
As a positive, yeah, that's great. That's really good.
Put it to work. Yeah. On my hands. Can't sleep. Start creating.
Yeah, I really like that, and I think it's important for people to hear too.
Yeah,
everybody's got their story, and it's encouraging to see what your life has led you into this direction. And on the next segment of our interview with you, we'll go through some of the great ideas you've come up with and some of the things you're offering our community. But before that, we'll go ahead and get into business news with Nick.
We got a jingle for that too.
We do. We got a jingle
for everything.
Yeah, here we go.
If business is buzzing in town, Nate already knows it's Nate's Business Buzz.
Yeah, Nate's Business Buzz.
Say it again, Nate. We didn't hear you.
If business is buzzing in
He's muted.
town, Nate
Muted.
already knows
Oh, you're muted, Nate.
Business Buzz.
Yeah, Nate's Business Buzz.
Yeah.
There you go.
There we go. There we go.
To speak of the Oak Ridge boys, the guy that had the really low voice, there's no way I'll ever get that close, as much as I try. To start with, I just have a high voice. To start with what happened on Friday, I want to thank Phil for taking the time. He put in a lot of work on this, but Phil and I went live to launch the update that we had on the town mall. If you want to go see it, go to hardinlocal.com, register for free. We are not taking any credit cards, but if you want to pay us, that's fine. We can be bribed. But this is not a charge. There's no paywall like some other people who I will not name. So get on there. Just helps us to know what we're doing with, to see where people are from, and we're going to start doing emails out so you get a blast whenever we put some of this stuff out there. But go to hardinlocal.com. We've got the graphics. Again, Phil used whatever AI he had. It was better than mine. My ChatGPT took 37 versions to kind of get them all right. And it still wasn't right, but at least it was close enough. But he had the maps. Says, okay, here's what's the level, who's coming back. It was color coded. It was great. It explains what's going on with Victoria's Secret and everything. So go to hardinlocal.com if you'll get you for the mall. Got digits as far as viewers already.
We did.
So,
over 100,000. Yeah.
Nice.
Impressive.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Still knows some of the same questions I'd rather not answer again, but it happens. All right, Bluegrass Meats and Catering. If you didn't know, they were in that blue and gray building near Roses. They hoped to open downtown today. That did not happen. Let's see what they tried their best to get everything moved over to the new store and get everything up, but we only have a few more things to get checked off our list, like getting your gas connected to appliances. That seems like a big thing. As Brett would know for the restaurant. I gave some water issues resolved, a few cosmetic things finished. Instead of rushing and trying to open without everything being completed, which I agree with, don't do that. I've seen it happen before and didn't like it. We decided to hold off and open next Tuesday, 6/16 at 11 a.m. So 6/16 at 11 a.m. will be Bluegrass Meat coming to downtown. If you don't know, it's the old Dairy Queen. Not the other Dairy Queen's still there, staying there. Nothing's happening. But the original Dairy Queen downtown is where Bluegrass Meats will be going. Also known where ABC Food Gulf Coast Connection was. Does that make sense? All right. Also, 6/16 is also a, since we love teaming up with things, Cosmic Golf has a special thing that I joined up with them for. And I think next week could be the opening of 9 North Mulberry. I know Brett's going to have a special next week for that. He's going to lead our team going there to get the. They'll be one of the first people on this team to get a sneak peek at 109 North Mulberry. So, bells and whistles. I have not been to West Point in, I don't know, years. I'm sorry, it's just not area of town I get up to, but the bells and the whistles, which is Maria Bell, it's the blue building. Oh, I know that for a fact. It is. She has a restaurant. I think it's Mediterranean or Greek. I think it's Brett. Have you been up there before?
It's Greek. She specializes in Mediterranean. It's spelled the same. Yeah.
All right. So exciting changes are coming to the Bells and Whistles. For years, you support us through lunches, dinners, special events, countless meals. Coming soon, the Bells and Whistles Wine House. Not Amy Winehouse, a separate wine house. The Bells and Whistles Wine House. The new concept will focus on artisan cheeses, charcuterie boards, also known as cheese and meats. For people that don't know charcuterie,
Fancy.
it wasn't until a couple years ago. Grape dips and small bites, wine tastings and wine flights, social gatherings and special. Now she's going to start using words that I don't have a clue. What does this mean for Chef Maria's Greek specialties? Good news. Many of your favorites, including spinach pie, I can say that word, pasticcio. Sorry, I'm going to butcher this one. Moussaka. I think I got that one right. Catering trays and prepared meals will still be available by advance and pickup. This change allows us to reduce waste, simplify operations, focus on hospitality, and build a unique destination for community. It says stay tuned. They do have Maria Bell has her own page. You've got the Bells and Whistles page, so stay tuned on Facebook for that. It does not give an opening date just yet. It's located at 401 South Street in West Point, and they have a nice logo too. So there's that. Next up was talked about Bluegrass Meats, small Wingstop for the second time, and hopefully the last time. The sign is up. After I got accused of being AI, I said, no, I went out there. My phone says I was there. Multiple people were there. It happened. From what I could gather for the first time, there were issues. We'll say that. So they had decided to go down, but they went back up. It's on the road sign. It's on the thing. If you don't know, it's right next to Mammoth Liquors. I posted about it. We've got photos. I do not know when it's opening, but Wingstop is coming to Radcliff. The sign is up. I took a picture of the inside. They already have the counter. It says Wingstop as well, so they've done interior work. So it is in the same space that I said it was going to. So that's coming. I'm assuming I'd be shocked if it's not sometime this summer. Maybe in a few weeks, because I think you wouldn't have all that stuff already in the spot if you weren't coming.
Is it one that just in Radcliff, or is it in E-Town too? Or
Wingstop is in E-Town, in the old firehouse. You've got down from Qdoba. I think there's a mattress store over there too. I forget the name of the mattress store, but it's right on the corner of Dixie and Ring Road. But yeah, they're right there. And that one actually does have interior seating. I do not know if this one will, because a lot of Wingstops don't or have very limited seating. But the Wingstop in E-Town does have interior dining. Again, don't know when it's opening. Don't know a lot more specifics than the sides of it, what I could see. And more restaurant news, other than 109 and all this other stuff. Tropical Smoothie Cafe. We have one in E-Town. It's next to Vibe and Penn Station. It's over there in that shopping center. Radcliffe's getting one. The Post Exchange, which I think a lot of us call the PX. This one is a second or existing one. So they're getting another Tropical Smoothie Cafe. The jobs are posted. Indeed.
I love that Tropical Smoothie Cafe.
I've been a couple times. I had the banana strawberry. I think it was solid.
It really is.
The food was light bites, but it was good. But I like this. The smell obviously in there. The smoothie was very good. And I think you get some of those special bowls too, like Aki bowls. I think they sell those too, or fruit bowls or something like that. I'll still never get it right. We'll edit that one out. But yeah, that's coming too. And then next week, hopefully, if it goes well, if Brett will be doing something special for us, so he might be able to talk about that next Tuesday. I cannot be there due to my work. And then that's about it. I've got some more stuff coming next week. More openings, more things going on. Like I said, I've got we'll talk about my collaboration with Cosmic Golf that we got going on. But like I said, Stephen Ruley, I know that you do a lot with Heartland. We've done Heartland before. One of the funniest things when I went out there Saturday, I went to all 4 miniature golf courses on Saturday in Hardin County, in E-Town, all 4. We played Malibu Jacks, went over to Extreme, went over to Heartland, and went over to Cosmic. Heartland, one of the coaches looks at me, he goes, "Is it always this packed?" I said, "No, this is just far worse." He's like, "There's people walking for everywhere." I said, "I know, they've been killing it, and they do a great job." But that place, it's good to have a 15-minute wait. Obviously, you don't want to being a local, but you get used to it on vacation. But they were rocking, and so there's also karaoke night. I didn't sing, but
join the club.
Yeah. Again, if you want the outdoor experience, it is E-Town's only outdoor miniature golf course.
So you actually came to you were there the night they did karaoke?
I was there right when it started. I got there at like 7:50.
Nice.
But I got pictures from the balcony, and there was people on every hole. Whenever we left, there was 2 different cars, one coming from the left, one trying from the right, trying to fight for our spot. Because we're out, we don't care who gets it. But like I guess they both saw us pull it out at the same time. They both tried to eye it getting in, and I think there's people just walking from Hampton Inns. Like that was probably the better idea. Just walk to the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
I love that you got to experience that.
It really is. Yeah, that was. I got some pictures too that I think you sent me. We'll go through those in a minute. But
Business is buzzing in town. It already knows it's Biz Buzz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Business buzz.
Nate's Business Buzz. Make sure you guys check out hardinlocal.com and find the City Center Mall article. It's at the top of the page, second link. And go check it out if you haven't read it yet. You will have to create a Hardin Local free account to get into it.
Free. We stress free. Free.
Free.
And no one's going to spam you. And if you don't like the emails, there's an unsubscribe link, either usually at the top or at the bottom.
That's a fact. All right.
John and I both got to get going.
Yeah.
All right,
See y'all later.
See y'all later. Have a great day. All right, now we can make ourselves a little bigger. Like something like this.
Rachel, I believe your brother actually helped build Heartland Mini Golf, didn't he?
He did. Yep. He got to be a part of the construction of it. I think it turned out amazing. It's, in my personal opinion, one of the coolest architecture landmarks in Elizabethtown to date. Just the unique aspects of the way it was designed. And I tour a lot of doctors and a lot of people coming in, and I always make sure that they know where Heartland Mini Golf is located.
It's definitely a head turner when you drive by.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's the first. They said, what do you call those things they made them out of? Containers? Shipping containers. The first shipping container commercial structure in Hardin County. Maybe the only one.
I fell in love with it even while I was watching it get built.
It is pretty cool. Well, let's get back to your segment and finish off letting people know what you're getting into. Before I do that, I wanted to throw this picture up because I forgot to earlier. Looks like this is a picture of you from when you were in the Marines.
Super fun.
Where are you at?
I'm in the second row, and I can't exactly. My wife can point me out better than I can. Right. I'm in there somewhere. I promise you.
You're in there. It's a cool picture. It's like the old school days when people are like, "Why is it so?" My kid will be like, "Why does that picture look weird?" I was like, "Well, back there, so I had to get scanned in." All right, let's get back into this real quick. Okay, last part was Stephen Ruley of Riverside Marketing, and I want to go ahead and throw his number up here again. Stephen, text or call 270-735-72. No, let's start again. 270-234-7822. Text that number if you want to get a hold of Stephen. We'll tell you a little bit about how he can help with marketing and advertising right now. So last part with Stephen at Riverside Marketing Solutions. Stephen, I want you to tell everybody the Heartland Mini Golf thing, because when you told me this, I thought that's genuinely clever. What'd you pull off with them? Kind of explain like what you've done, with the different advertisers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Summer concert series.
For sure. So Rachel's brother will tell you, and if you talk to Stu and Renee, they'll tell you too. When they designed that place and they developed the rooftop segment, they envisioned it being a lot more active than it actually has been. They saw it as a place for people to gather and have just enjoy themselves and kind of escape the actual mini golf course. And what I was able to do, I approached Stu and Renee, gave them my idea of having live music up there. And the best part is I told them that it wouldn't cost them a penny. And they asked, how am I going to do that? And I said, we're going to get it paid for through music sponsors. All these local businesses, they love to get their name out there. The very first event we created, I reached out to Casey and Romy. Everybody knows those guys. They're E-Town's favorite band or duo. And I gave Casey the idea, and he's like, man, I'm not even sure you can pull this off. He's like, but I love the idea. So we had this whole VIP experience on the rooftop with Casey and Romy. And the cool part about it and the way we marketed it was you're not, you're not stuck in this packed room. You're outdoor. It's a more intimate experience with the performers.
You said you got 17
really
local businesses to sponsor their summer concert series?
Yep.
That's pretty cool. So, what is that? I think you even said you had like a little set list for the artists to call out some of those different businesses during their show and things like that.
Everyone that we did a Facebook shout out, social media with the fact that they sponsored, and then we gave a list to Casey, and on every break he would talk about each business, a little segment, so everybody got a little recognition.
So that's pretty cool. So this venue gets great live music all summer now. The sponsors get in the front of the crowd that's already out having a good time, and nobody had to break the bank. You got it covered.
That's the best part about it is they've got live entertainment almost every Thursday and Friday night. We're considering doing Saturdays as well out there for them. But we've got some people coming that they wouldn't have otherwise been able to afford. One of my favorites that I'm looking forward to is Layla Spring. She's coming in August, and then she's going to come back in October, and we're going to do a special event out there called the Layla Spring Spooktacular. So she's going to have a costume contest for all different age brackets. It's going to be a lot of fun, and they didn't have to pay. They do have to pay something at some point, but it all fluctuates. It helps eliminate and lower that price so that we can actually get quality entertainment out there.
And then you get like businesses, some probably not super expensive ways to get their name out there too. When people are having fun, which I always think is great. It's kind of like how we do it here on Hardin Local. We shout people out, but then we have sponsors that pay for us to do it too, kind of like you are to do. It's one of those things. I just think it was a pretty smart idea. So if there's any businesses out there that have venues in Hardin County that are looking to maybe offload some of that management or offset some of the costs, you need to talk to Stephen. You need to call him at...
Yeah, we can absolutely set that up.
Yeah, 270-234-7822. Again, that's 270-234-7822. So, if you want somebody to help you with your talent, managing talent at your venue for shows or just coming to events, but you do a lot of other things too as well. You can create revenue for venues like by putting ads on napkin dispensers or anything, right? We were even joking about urinal cakes or whatever,
Oh, yeah. I mean, anywhere you want to throw an advertisement, we can do it. There's always somebody out there that's willing. So one of my slogans is making small business a big deal. So I try to find affordable opportunities for the guy just starting out all the way up to, the well-established businesses. There's something for everybody. So napkin dispensers out at Bowie's and Big Mouths, it's like it's $5 for one napkin dispenser window, but you could buy 10, you could buy 5, you can buy the whole restaurant. Far as that goes, we do table tents, coasters, and my favorite is the digital advertising. That's my bread and butter, and that's probably
where you put screens up there and run it like a digital billboard at the business.
Yep, exactly.
Right. But you said you profit share that back to the business, so this is like also another revenue stream for a business.
Yeah, that's the best part is it. I pay them to allow me to do this in their restaurant. Okay. They get a huge portion. They actually get a larger portion than I get. And then not only that, but I cover the expenses. So if they don't have napkin dispensers, I purchase them. They don't have table tents, I provide all of that stuff. They just run their business like normal and, get extra income just for having space.
Yeah. And you say you're real understanding about if a business doesn't want a certain advertiser, then you honor those things, even if they're part of your group of advertisers, So it's kind of like having Go ahead.
I won't just walk in the door and plaster your whole business with advertisements all over the place if someone wants to do business with me. I
sit down and listen and talk
before
to
I
them.
put anything anywhere. I clear that with the owner. So if they don't want an advertisement in a certain location, no problem.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. And I also wanted to highlight real quick. So you got kind of 3 segments to your business. That one is kind of like restaurant, venue, ad management, kind of like creating your own platform that will allow other businesses to make money off their retail space or their venue space. The second one kind of ties into it, which we don't have a ton of time to talk about it, so I'll just mention it in passing. DixieTickets.com. It's a platform that you've been working on to help local folks create events and sell tickets online. So, if you're curious to learn more about that, since it's tied into business owners, you should get a hold of Stephen and talk to him at 270-234-7822.
Yeah, you can design your own venue. Super cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like I looked at it, I like it. And now the bread and butter of your other services, that's the creative side. You also do ad creation, advertising opportunities, logo and brand design, SEO, web design, social media management. Let me throw that little thing you gave me up here. Yeah. And I've looked at some of your work. It all looks really good.
We do logo enhancement as well for any business out there that wants to just upgrade what they currently have.
You sent me that 3D Hardin Local one. I haven't put it out there yet, but I am going to use it on something in the near future because I really do like it. So appreciate that. Yeah. So we're going to move on. Let's see here. What else? I want to make sure I didn't miss anything with you. So you've told me you're more than ads. If a local business has a problem, you can often connect them to someone else in your network who fixes it. Talk about that for like 30 seconds.
Yeah. I'm kind of going blank at the moment.
Oh, that's fine. That's all good. I think when we were talking about it on the phone, it was just like you're a big problem solver. So if a business owner and you're sitting there talking and you hear a problem, you're gonna even if he doesn't offer to pay you to fix it, you may start thinking about it and figure out a way, and then
right. And the other thing,
because you're big on solutions.
Being in marketing, so I have a vast network of people that are advertising,
Yeah.
So if someone's looking for a home, I could point them toward Rachel. If someone needs a plumber, I can point them toward the plumbing doctor. Or, if someone needs a roof fixed, and the other part, the best part is when I get when I get a client, I become their client as well, because I'm going to use their services before I go outside of my network.
All right. And you said you're basically, currently you do all the work. So you sell it, do the work. I think you said you had a drone production company you might outsource to. So 95% of your work you do on your own, which I think a lot of people in this space like, especially small business owners. They want to know you're doing the work and not outsourcing it to India or whatever. So that's great. So let's get them the offer real quick. So we've put something together for you. If you're interested in working with Stephen or doing anything in the near future, creating an ad with him normally runs $300 or something like that. But if you mention Hardin Local, for the digital, and if you saw him on Hardin Local, he could take $100 off that, so $200. And just mention that, which is a great deal, I think, for anybody that's looking that just doesn't know what they're doing, and they just want some help. It sounds like Stephen has a lot of good ideas, and if you're one of these small business owners in town that you got 1,000 different things going on, I'd shoot him a text and see if he can help you, because I think he probably could. Before I let you go, tell everybody in your own words your business name and then your phone number and that you want texted. Right now I'm having you kind of like, even though we're live, I want you saying it so I can use it in the videos that I cut out.
Yeah, absolutely. So the full legal name is Riverside Marketing Solutions, LLC. I prefer text messages first at 270-234-7822. I encourage everyone to go to my website and look at the services I offer. It is riversidemarketingky.com. You can find me on Facebook. I'm primarily on Facebook, but I do have a TikTok as well. And like I told Phil, anyone that wants to do digital advertising at the locations I sell advertising at, I will give you $100 off an advanced ad. which normally runs $300.
All right. Thank you, Stephen, for sponsoring this week's episode, and thank you for your service. We've got a local Marine who came home, rebuilt, and now he's in the corner of every small business, or wants to be in the corner of every small business in this county. Let's help him get there. Like he says, local business guy, he's got your six. Go give him a text at 270-234-7822. We will talk at you soon.
Absolutely. Thanks, thanks, Rachel. Thanks, Phil. Thanks, Scott. Britt, Michelle. Thank you, guys.
Have a great day. Talk to you later.
Thank you, Stephen.
Talk to you later.
I love that.
Look at us. Right? It was great. I hadn't really known the guy that well. I know of him and everything. And then we've talked for probably an hour or more over the past week and just been pretty blown away with some of the creativity coming out of his mind. So.
Well, and I already went to his website. It's very impressive. You need to go to riversidemarketingky.com. I mean, the amount of different things he offers, and it's just very professional. I will be definitely reaching out to him in the future for some of the stuff that we're doing. All right. Is it time for my housing market
It is.
update?
I was trying to find the song. Here we go.
I mean, you can't help but smile during the jingle. I mean, it makes the whole show. All right, guys. Well, I'm super excited to update you all on the housing market here locally. Once again, I just like to mention that all of the information I share with you guys is from the Heart of Kentucky MLS, to which I am a registered agent with. And the information is really from the past 7 days. I do explore the last 30. And if you're wanting to see some graphs that actually outline how the market is trending, you can go to hardinlocal.com and look at the housing market update on that website. It's pretty cool. Phil has actually created all of the graphs that show how everything is trending. So what I'd like to share with you guys is that the Hardin County housing market continues to demonstrate stability and resilience. After several years of unprecedented conditions, we're seeing a return to more traditional market dynamics where strategy, pricing, negotiation, and preparation truly matter. Buyers remain active, sellers are becoming more realistic, and opportunities exist for those who know how to navigate it. Okay, so the big thing is you really can't compare today's market to the past years. I mean, I know, post-COVID, we had some wild times there. And then after that, we had a seasonal slowdown where we had super high interest rates. And so I am super excited to kind of give you the information that we are back into a very stable market condition. We had 50 new listings last week come on the market. 18 of those homes went under contract. It slowed slightly from the week previous. I think there was kind of a buildup of all the homes. They went pending post like the holiday and graduations. But we're still holding pretty strong. And then we had 20 families move into their new homes. So average days on market is 71 days. That's actually down again, guys. So that's very exciting for me because we're still sitting in the sixes for interest rates. And so average days on market being at 71 is encouraging because we're continuing to see that trend downward. We have officially crossed the 400 home mark. So active inventory across Hardin County is 404 homes. I'm watching this inventory very closely. I want to kind of keep a tab on how quickly those homes are moving. It appears a lot of people are taking advantage of kind of this steady standard market condition, and they're listing. We're hoping to continue to see those pendings and solds to kind of keep with the inventory that we're seeing today. Average months of inventory right now is at 3. Anything under a 5 is considered a seller's market. Anything over a 5 is considered a buyer's market. We're at 3 months of inventory on the market. That's slightly up from last week, just with a new set of active homes going on. Now, keeping in mind that 71 days on market, the right homes that are listed strategically at the right price and in the right condition, they're still moving pretty quickly. That's what's keeping that days on market down. So if you're considering selling, you need to consider all the variables, make sure you price it right, it's in great condition. And if you're a buyer, there's a lot of inventory. So you can take your time and look and pick something that really fits you and your family's needs. Average list price here in Hardin County is $362,205. The median sold, average sold. So the difference between list to sale Can you scroll down, Phil, and actually go to the graph here on list to sold? That's the easiest way to explain it. This one right here, perfect. So the average list to sold price, the average sold price is $347,205. Guys, look at the trend here. There's some missing data where we have to update. There's some weeks here missing, but if you note here at the end of this this graph that Phil has created, we are at the tightest spot that we've seen since January 1st of list to sold. Okay, so sellers are getting more for their listings than they have in the past 6 months. So very encouraging. Your median sold dollar point in Hardin County across the entire area, $295,000. That averages between all of the homes. Rates, like I mentioned, they were relatively unchanged from last week. But you know, historically, interest rates on an average are at an 8%. And so we're well underneath the average at 6.75 for conventional. We're at 6.24, 6.25 for USDA, VA, and FH. Like I said, at 8% is an average. My dad tells me all the time about how when he started his first development, he was working with 16% interest rates. And so a 6% is a relatively good rate. I know for those of us who have locked in 2 and 3, 2.5 and 3% rates during COVID, we don't like that 6% so much. However, this is really a healthy economy and a healthy number to borrow money at. And I think buyers are showing that they are adapting to that, and they're understanding that that is a new norm. I think we'll see some 5s. I don't know if we'll ever touch the 4s again. Maybe we'll see some 4s, but the numbers that we're seeing across Hardin County, the rates don't seem to be affecting buyers at this time. And segmented inventory, just to break it down for you guys, under 250,000, there are 93 active homes, and 63 days on market is the average. This is the strongest segment of our market. It's affordable. A lot of first-time home buyers enter in this price category. So if you're looking to sell under that $250,000 mark, you're probably going to move it pretty fast. Between 250 and 4, there are 203 active homes with the average days on market of 72. It's the largest segment of our market. It moves well and when it's priced and presented correctly. Okay, so you're kind of going up above, keeping in mind that 295 is the average price point across the market. So you're starting to get over above that, and there's a lot of inventory available in that number. So it's even more important for you to put the extra time and effort into making sure that the curb appeal is right and the conditions are good. 400,000 plus, there's 78 active homes for you to look at with a little bit longer days on. Keeping in mind, these homes are not fitting the bill of the average sale in our area. So of course we expect them to sit on the market just a little bit longer. Buyers, you have a little bit more leverage in this price point. Okay, so this is an appropriate number to ask for closing costs, to ask for additional repairs, upgrades to the home, rate buy downs. That's a good number. If you want to be a little bit more aggressive, you can do so. And then our luxury market, which is 800,000 plus, there are only 11 active homes. Days on market is averaging roughly 88. Of course, as I've mentioned in the past, that is not reflective of the true days on market that it takes to actually sell a home. Agents in this category, we have our own unique ways of pulling homes off and on to make sure that they're always at the top of buyers' viewpoint. But there is encouraging signs of movement. We've seen offers this past couple weeks on a lot of these higher priced properties. And so if you are a luxury luxury seller that is looking to list with an agent, you definitely want someone who is very accomplished and understands the luxury market and what it takes to sell in that price point, because you're going to put a lot of extra effort in just because it's such a small buyer pool. Okay. Kind of going through some of the other things I wanted to mention, we are seeing appraisers taking a cautious approach to value currently. So if you're a seller and you're concerned about when the appraisal comes and the appraiser is going to need to appraise the home for the lender for closing, I always tell people a little tip: you want to have your home ready for a showing. When the appraisers come through, you want it to look its very best. Appraisers are going to take a look at it across the market. Having an agent that understands the appraisal standpoint prior to even getting to the appraisal is very important. I know personally I've had to argue a couple appraisals recently. Thankfully, they were willing to take a look at my information and make adjustments. But, we are seeing appraisers kind of tighten their belts to ensure that the market isn't overinflated. Couple last few things. There is some new development activity going on across our area. Specifically, one I wanted to mention, we've got some new lots that are in development on Pear Orchard Northwest. You know where Best Buy is in Hardin County. If your back is to Best Buy and you're going away from it on Pear Orchard, the lots are on the old Shelton Horse Farm, and their sign went up this week. I'm super excited for them. My brother is involved in that development. Those lots are going to be right at about $65,000 a piece. So if you have interest in building a custom home, if you're a builder, investor that wants to develop some homes for sale, those are being sold. Reach out to me and my team. We'd love to support you with more information. Buyers are being very intentional at this time, especially with that rising inventory. So we're keeping a close eye on this. However, we have seen sellers getting top dollar for their properties. I had one, a $1,050,000 home that went pending over the weekend at full price. So we're seeing some movement there, and we're seeing buyers be more aggressive with their purchases. All right, guys. Well, that is kind of all I have to share with you guys for the housing market update this week.
Rachel's got the numbers on the market update.
Well, thank you for that, Rachel. You said you had to drop off at 2:30?
I do, guys. I'm so sorry. I have to jump off and go show a house. So thank you all. We will see you next week.
All right. See you next week. All right. We got the experienced eater segment now. And we've really dropped down, so we have lots of good space on the screen, don't we, guys? Let me switch these to widescreen since we might as well. All right. Let me find the jing. All right. Time for the experienced eater. Hardin County's go-to foodie review team, Britton and Michelle McDowell. This week, they took us to Radcliff for something brand new in a sort of way. There's a spot on Knox Boulevard, a lot of you already know, but it's under new management, new owners, and they just rolled out a dinner buffet. So Britton and Michelle went and did the thing they do best. They ate their way through it, so you don't have to guess. Let's roll the clip. Well, actually, I'll let you set it up, Britton, if you want to, before we roll the clip.
Oh, for sure. Michelle's on her way somewhere. She had to go, she got a phone call and was taking care of something. You know how that goes around here. But anyhow, so we were able to go down and to Knox Boulevard to Song's Kitchen is what it's called, and that restaurant has been servicing Radcliff for, I want to say, well before the pandemic. And they have a Korean buffet, lunch buffet. They were only open 11 to 2 Monday through Friday for or maybe Saturday some, and they do some carryout orders and things like that. And then about 2 months ago, one of the ladies that worked there bought the business from the previous owners, and so she has bought it and taken over, and which is really cool because I think that anytime you have somebody that has the inside track like that, they're able to keep things. They know what works. They know what they kind of want to improve themselves, put their flair on it, and definitely had a model that's working very well, and they have continued that. So I've eaten there a few times and had lunch since the new ownership. But then I think it was maybe 2-3 weeks ago, saw a Facebook post. They said, "Hey, we're going to start being open till 8 o'clock, and we're going to have a dinner buffet from 5 to 8." And then as well doing carry out, and you can actually order off the menu. There's some items on the menu that they don't have on the buffets that are pretty impressive. I haven't got a chance to do that. We'll have to go back and do a sit down meal one evening. But you know me, a buffet with the variety of things that you have, you can try a whole bunch of things. It's a great way to be able to, if you're not familiar with any type of cuisine, if they offer a buffet, you can kind of go, and it's a very non-committal way to find out what you like. But we had a great experience last night, and go ahead and hit the clip, and we'll work through it.
All right, let's do it.
Hey guys, Experienced Eater here. We're in Radcliff, Kentucky tonight. It's dinner time, so we're going to go do something we haven't ever done before. Song's Kitchen on Knox Boulevard's under new management, and they just started a dinner buffet. So let's go see what they have for us. All right, here we go, guys. We got looking here.
A lot of food.
Two full tables.
Two full? Yeah, it looks clean too, doesn't it? The buffet setup.
The very clean. The food's fresh. And a lot of times buffets. Sometimes, Phil, you and I had this conversation when your family was talking about going out to a buffet. Where you want to go somewhere that's busy, where they keep the food fresh, and it doesn't dry out, it has some turnover to it. And so it was really interesting because they had some new things that we never had before. Like I'm getting ready to try this. This was I think the easiest way to describe it is if you've had Mediterranean food, you know what a kafka is. It's the meat. It's a minced meat that's cooked on a skewer. This was a minced meat patty that was seasoned, and it had a super flavor, something very interesting, something brand new. The whole experience of the dinner buffet is a little more expensive than lunch, but they've got some premium meats and some premium sides that are a little bit different than what they standard have. But they also have some of their favorites are there as well.
All right. Hello, Michelle. Good to see you. Let's get back to the video.
Never had this before. I don't even know what you call it, but it's tasty. It's a little pressed beef patty. That tastes like the bulgogi. That's really good. All right, so you got your marinated rib there, Mom.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. I like that. It's nice and tender.
Sweet.
It's sweet. Oh, I like that.
So
that's good.
It's a
kind of a short
rib. She didn't commit with a big bite. She wasn't sure.
Well, you got to test it, especially something you've never eaten before. Yeah, I'm not going all in and then it'll be like, oh.
Be real footage if we did that.
Yeah.
So that's cold. It's not hot, so it's kind of cold. And there's like the pork out of the dumpling with egg on it. It's really good. I like it. This is a spicy rice cake. That's the biggest flavor I've had tonight. The texture is different. It's like a chewy noodle, but it's spicy. Man, that's got a lot of flavor. That's excellent. All right, going with one of your staples.
Oh my gosh, this is one of my absolute favorite things. It's a spicy pork. That was really good.
Try this rib. Very savory, a little sweet, pretty tender. Winner. All right, guys, so we just finished up at Song's Korean Buffet, Song's Kitchen, Knox Boulevard, and we had the dinner experience. So Song's is under new management, new owners, and they've expanded their hours. We had I really enjoyed the new items on the buffet. The ribs were fantastic. A lot of things I never tried before, so it's always interesting. What was your take on it, Mom?
I thought it was really good. I love the spicy pork. I love the bulgogi. A lot of my favorites are both lunch and dinner buffet. So if you want a little variety, you can do both. We did also learn that you can go in and order off the menu if you want, and they do takeout as well. So in the evening. So, I mean, it's a win-win.
So in our book, that's an experience you've got to eat. We'll see y'all later.
So my question is, and last year, you guys reviewed this spot and we reacted to it when it was Song's Korea. Now it's under new ownership with a dinner buffet. Did it feel like a different restaurant or the same place leveled up?
I think that so many of the flavors and the styles that they've worked very hard to. It very much has the same feel. It is. There's no one from the previous staff that is that stayed on. Other than the lady that was working in the kitchen in the front of the house. But they've done, they've updated a few things. They're a little more modern with their Facebook posting, with their point, the POS, the point of service system, but
if you were just to walk in, you would not have any idea that anything's different.
All right, and the standout. Did you say that spicy rice cake? Your biggest flavor of the night? Walk us through that. Is that the thing you tell?
We did. We did.
So Michelle didn't like the rice cake because, like I said, it was kind of doughy.
I didn't like the texture.
The texture was different.
But I like the sauce.
But the sauce was top notch, and so they had chicken wings on the buffet, Korean style chicken wings. So it's flour and cornstarch, and it's really crispy. And I may have taken 6 of the wings and dropped them in the rice cake bowl and rolled them in the sauce. And we took them back and ate them, and they were fantastic. And that's supposed to be on the menu this week. They like that. They like that recommendation.
We gave them that suggestion. We're like, hey,
nice.
So they came out and were talking to us, and we were like, you ought to put that sauce on those wings, and that will be outstanding. So she said they're going to try it.
They need to have a little the experienced eater segment on their menu. Experienced eaters' favorite dish.
Recommendations, and And that's one of the things that I think is fun. A lot of the things that you eat, and is you go to places that there may be a great sauce or a great gravy on something, but then maybe one's not. And when they'll give you the freedom to mix and match, and you can be a little creative back there. That's how you find new things. I can't remember. Let's see. There's a couple of places that we go that we get wings or you get tenders, and they have a Korean barbecue. And that sauce was on those rice noodles. I would equate to a Korean barbecue sauce. Had a ketchup base, had gochujang, had the red peppers in it, and had some honey or something that was sweet in it. And and that was something that went super well. I tell them, say, hey, you need to call this Korean barbecue, chicken wings or whatever, or Korean barbecue wings. And,
Michelle. Sorry to interrupt you there, but I was going to ask Michelle about. You went straight for the spicy pork and called it your absolute favorite thing, I think.
Yes.
What is it about that dish that does it for you?
It is the most flavor bomb thing that I've ever eaten. It is so, I want to say strong and intense, but not overpowering, just so flavorful that you like can't stop eating it. It is so good. So it's my favorite. It's on during the lunch, and they have it at the dinner buffet. It's kind of the same texture as bulgogi, which is beef, but it's pork. It's fattier, and it's just this killer flavor. And of course, it's pretty spicy. It's mild. I'd call it mild to hot. And from restaurant to restaurant or cook to cook, it can be a little different. But I like that spicy. I like that intense flavor. I like the meat. I mean, it is my go-to favorite. I love it.
That's great. So who's been to Songs in Radcliff? If you've been there, drop it in the comments on whatever video you're watching and let us know what you got.
They've been since it's new.
And let us know, if you were there since they reopened or not. And so their lunch menu is, their lunch buffet, is it like the whole time they're open during lunch and then they close for a couple hours and open back for dinner? Is that how it works?
I think they stay open and they just do menu from like 2 to 5, and then they put the buffet out. Menu and carry out. And we saw several carry out orders and a lot of DoorDash going on while we were there. And I love that innovation that lets them, lets people, doing carry out is a whole new. I think that's something that's changed in the food game. That before, you never heard about to go, and after the pandemic, people are like, they'll pay the extra $10, not have to go out and have somebody bring it to them. Needed at home. They'll pay more for the food and then pay extra to have it delivered just for the convenience of it. And I
know I do it a lot just because, especially whenever when I don't have my son with me, but I'll get a big meal, one that'll last me for 2 meals or 3. So I like it. I like that feature, although it may not be the best. It may be better. I don't know if we're better off because of that or not.
Well, I am. And from an economic standpoint, realistically, if you go somewhere nice, that you go somewhere to eat, and if you DoorDash it, we don't do a lot of fast food. We prefer to always go to a mom and pop down place. But you think about it. By the time you throw in a drink and you throw in gratuity, for the consumer standpoint, and the gas to get there, from the consumer standpoint, it's probably a wash. Doing that.
It's true.
But I'm always, one of my favorite things is I like to go into a restaurant and I like to sit and I like to watch. I like to see how they do things. I like to see
feel the vibe.
See who's standing around. See what the staff's doing. Who's standing around on their phones. Who's losing money. Who's making money.
I like to see how clean it is.
Yes.
I think that's a good idea. You're giving me a good idea for a series maybe we can do in the future. Something that's like, okay, we've eaten there. Now let's get their food, Grubhubbed and see if it's still as good, because I know there's a lot. Usually it's the chains that don't do very good with the food. Like if I order, something from I don't know, a chain store. But typically when I order from a mom and pop, which I try to do even when I use a Grubhub, I try to order from a local company, and they usually do a lot better, on delivering it and making sure it's still warm and packaging it properly.
Well, that's one of the things we've also talked about maybe expanding our circle a little bit, because there's some really great places, mom and pop shops that are within that are either in Hardin County or they're just there's several new places over, a couple of really good places in Hodgenville that popped up on my radar.
Brandenburg.
Be able to expand out, that's one of the things that any of our viewers, as you're watching, if you catch our segment and there's somewhere that's like, you guys need to go here, shoot us a message on the page, drop it in the comments, tag us in it, and we'll do it. Now, I like, we've talked about it before, though. I generally, two things. I don't like to do negative reviews. So if we have so many experiences that we've went and we've done that I've got the footage for, I have deleted, but it was a bad experience, and I just don't want to have that. I don't want to put that out there and hurt somebody's business, because
trying to keep it positive.
If they're having bad experiences, they're hurting their business enough. They don't need me helping them. From that standpoint. But at the same time, you go through that. We always try to find places that they have a few parameters. We like the smaller mom and pop places. We like places that generally are 4.5 on Google. Now, occasionally, I'm going to lunch somewhere tomorrow in Louisville for a meeting, a mentor of mine. And, the place is a 4.4. It's a 4.4 not because of the food, it's because of the service. And it's a bunch of older ladies that run the place, and they get a little persnickerty sometimes. And if you go in and you're on your phone and you're not paying attention, they will light you up. Yeah. And that's, they're busy.
I'm for that.
They're busy. They don't have time for you to sit there and be talking on your phone. And,
while you're trying to order.
Or you're trying to order, while you're walking the line. And so, I'll go and be on good behavior and make sure that I behave, because I want to be able to
no
go back.
soup for you?
Yeah, I don't want to get cut off. Well, this place is kind of a little soul food place. And the first time I ever took Michelle there, I saw this little old grandma comes up to me. And she goes, "Big Daddy, what can I get for you?" I thought she was going to call me Big Daddy.
That's what I call him, is Big Daddy.
And so, but it's I'm looking. I don't know if I'll do a review on that one or not, but we'll. I probably will do. Usually when I meet my mentor, I don't do that. I don't do all that because it's just me. But I need to do that one tomorrow, because it's a standout spot.
It's interesting.
Oh yeah, we're ready for it. But we thank you for this review, Britton and Michelle. Tong's Kitchen on Knox Boulevard in Radcliff. It's at 661 Knox Boulevard, Radcliff, Kentucky. Their phone number is 270-351-122. Go hit them up, y'all. A new owner taking over a known spot is a vulnerable moment for a business. So make sure you go and support them as they try to bring it back better than ever. All right. What do you guys got? Any idea about next week, or did we just talk about it a second ago? We'll see. So we'll let everybody figure it out.
Next Monday, we've been invited to the soft opening of the new German place in E-Town.
Cool.
So we'll do a little bit of footage and help them get a good start and good push off and represent Hardin Local as we go there. And it was funny because Nate told me that we were invited, but the lady said to ask us to be patient for her process and as things are coming on, and not to shred her. And I said, well, I promise you, I understand those things. Now, Michelle, I don't know about. So, but we will. But anytime if somebody invites you to a soft opening, which we've been to several of those. I mean, it's literally an experiment of what will work, what won't, what can we do, what can we get better.
And you have to understand that in the process of opening, that's going to happen. You got to get all the bugs out. It's a bad restaurant term, but yeah, you got the kinks and the issues. It takes a little while, and we understand that definitely when we go somewhere. But it's when you go back 6 months or 8 months after they've been open and there's no improvement, then that's the problem. So yeah, we understand.
Gotcha.
I'm looking forward to going.
Yeah, that sounds like it'll be good. A great experience. I don't know if I'll be there that night or not, but we'll see. It's a possibility. Because I do love some good German food. But if I don't get there, I'll be sure to be here on Tuesday and we can talk about it and I'll learn more. So make sure go ahead. Oh yeah, make sure you follow the Experienced Eater on TikTok and on Facebook. You can just type in the Experienced Eater. I'll also link it on the post after it's over, and also the Red Brick Cottage as well too, which is Michelle's store up in Radcliff. Follow them on Facebook, and then let us know what you think Britton and Michelle should review next. Drop it in the comments of whatever video you're watching. If you can't find links on most of our Facebook content, it's because I put them in the comments, because Facebook tends to I don't know, they just tend to not like having outside links in the post. So if you ever can't find a link when I'm talking or one of us is talking, check the comments. It's usually where they're at. All right, let me since Michelle is here, we got to go through the jingle again.
What does it say? If you want something good, let's go.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah, and then forks up, let's go. That's basically how it ends.
Forks up and let's go. I love it.
That's funny. We go to the food trucks. We take real utensils.
Yeah.
Oh, let me tell you.
We have a bag.
Something is really funny. When we go to the food trucks, we have this little tote thing that we take with us, this little picnic tote thing. And we take real silverware, real knives. We take salt, pepper, garlic. We take some spices. We take our own napkins, paper towels, and we take a variety of even cups, plastic cups. Because I hate drinking out of a dirty can. You don't know where that thing's been. And so we go and we take this whole little picnic basket thing with us when we go to the food trucks, and everybody always comes over and is like, what did you bring? And then when they look in it and they see everything, they're like, that's a great idea. Because it's everything that it's like, oh man, I wish I had this. I wish I had this. I wish I had this. We just take it with us, bring it home, wash it, put it back in the car, and it's ready for the next time. So that's a little
smart. That's a great, that's a little behind the scene look right there too.
Yeah.
All right, before we wrap up, let's scroll through some comments. We got quite a few. I'm not going to go through them all because I don't remember what they were all in reference to. I will pop this one up here from the Red Brick Cottage just because I love that peanut butter on the hot dog.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I'm telling you, it is amazing. Actually, peanut butter is good, but peanut butter and jelly on a hot dog is even better. Takes it to the next level. And
here's one.
The jalapeno, like a jalapeno type jelly. Oh,
that sounds good. Jamie Curtis had said earlier in the show, little white Swiss with Uncrustables. Never tried that before, but I think I may have to. Sounds good. And we also got, just wanted to pop this link up here again. You can find it in the comments, hardinlocal.com/this week. That's where you'll find all the events because we don't cover. We're going to start just talking about a few events, and we'll put the rest of the events out there on the website every week. And we also got a congratulations. I think Jamie Curtis was talking to John O'Brien. You did. And I'm not 100% sure what they were talking about back then, but good job, John. And then Carrie had said congratulations. I think it was during the same part of the conversation. Oh, and then just so you know, earlier we had Stephen on, and I'd shown this picture of him, his Marine Corps, and they had his wife had message saying he's top row, second from left. So thank you, Stephen, for joining. I just wanted to throw that up there to clarify since we had talked about it. And let's see, anything else? Oh, Riverside Marketing LLC. That's how you can find them on Facebook. They thanked us again and for the honor and opportunity of sponsor. And lastly, the $50 Malibu Jacks giveaway was already drawn in the event section. So, congratulations to Marissa Pinkham, who won that. We'll be in touch. You'll be able to pick that up at Malibu Jacks sometime in the next couple of days. Now, shout outs. Any of you guys got any shout outs? Scott, you got anything or anybody?
I won't give Scott a shout out because I know that his son got to the GSP this weekend. That's a big deal.
Yeah,
what is that?
He's obviously not watching, but yeah, he's there until the 20th. We pick him up on the 27th.
What's he doing?
He's going to the Government School of the Arts for his trumpet. So
okay.
From what I understand and read, he's going to get like an audit. He's got a 4.0 GPA. And he's held it all through his semesters, and he's going to get some type of scholarship and funding in addition to whatever else. So
okay,
yeah.
All right.
Most of the
that's
time,
awesome. Congratulations.
The governor's scholars will get a full ride. They get full tuition in state school.
Right. Yeah. I was like back in the day. I think I was a technical governor's scholar, so I did get like my first 2 or 3 years paid for.
Have a GSA for entrepreneurship as well. So that was interesting to learn about.
That's great. Well, tell your son congratulations, and I'm sure you're proud of him because that's it's a great thing for him to be able to take advantage of and to save you guys some money too. With college and everything.
Yeah. And this is in pre-college. He'll get he's at Northern Connect NKU, Northern Kentucky University, so he's getting like a taste of what college life is like.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, we're all proud of him.
Well, that's great. Good to hear it. Snow Dog's Truck just said it's going to be 90 degrees tomorrow, so we're offering exclusive Hardin Local viewers only. It's a 2-for-1 on any shaved ice at Lowe's tomorrow from 11 to 5 in E10. Thanks, Snow Dog's Food Truck. That's awesome. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and close out. Here's how you can stay connected with us. Go to hardinlocal.com. and register as a member, you can hit the subscribe button. You can also find us Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, and iHeart. Follow us and tell a friend. You can also follow us on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. Wherever you're watching right now, make sure you're following us because there's 40% that aren't. 2 things. Malibu Jack's Glow Night is this Thursday. Go check it out. If you own a local business, text Stephen at Riverside Marketing Solutions, 270-234-7822, and mention Hardin Local for $100 off on one of his digital ad put. Thank you to Stephen and Riverside Marketing Solutions for sponsoring this week. And thank you to Scott, John, Nate, Britt and Michelle, and Rachel as well, even though they're not here.
Phil. Thank yourself.
And I can't thank myself.
We thank you.
Oh, well.
Thanks, Phil.
Thank you. Yeah, guys. And everyone watching, thank you for being part of Hardin Local Community. We'll see you next Tuesday, same time, same place. And until then, support local, stay connected, enjoy everything happening right here in Hardin County. Have a great week, everyone.
And be nice to people.
Yes.
Be kind. Especially online, because
Yeah.
you don't know what they're going through.
That's a fact. Be kind, everyone.